Kitty, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. This is something that we sat on for a while. We both had our list ready to go. We just needed to pick a day and a time that fit both of us, and today just happened to be that day.
Yes.
So you guys are in for a treat. Now, we did originally have this scheduled for 5, then I shrunk it down to 4:30, and then we just said, let's just go on. Let's just do it.
Anticipation.
Yeah, because the thing is, we might be here for hours. No.
Yeah.
No, so this is what we don't want to do. We don't want to drag it on. We're going to say our things, little tidbits here, and then that's it. We're going to move on to the next one. So to make it a little bit more engaging for the audience watching either live or later on, I did devise an actual list. I will be typing it up as we go. That way you guys can see right in front of you which are our picks. So that way if you came in late, you can see where we're at and whatever. I also want to just start off the show with saying, remember, this list is subjective. This is our thoughts. This is how we rank them. It's nothing to do with any actors, nothing to do with any directors or whatever. It's literally just how we feel about the films and what they did for us personally. Not everyone's list. There's no way everybody's list would ever look the same. It's not going to happen, especially not with 23 films. If you did a top 5 or a top 10, I can see why you maybe be a little closer, but and this was hard, and I'm sure it was hard for you too. I think the only thing that I had definitively was my top 10 and the bottom 5.
I even went around and switched up a little because I watched some movies again. The only thing I think is I kept the same was probably my top 5.
Yeah, I can see that. My bottom 5 and my top 5 pretty much stay the same. There were no rewatches, so no movies benefited from a rewatch. This is literally from how I feel from my last watch from all these movies. So that being said, remember again, you might have some difference in opinion with the both of us, but that doesn't mean you're wrong or we're wrong or you're right and we're right. Just simple as that. And also don't forget to drop a comment or even let us know right now in the live chat. How do you rank them? What would you have done differently? Let's say we'll just do that. All right, Kitty, I want you to start it off. So let me share this. Let me pop over to that page. So, Kitty, if you're giving me the finger or if doing anything else like that, obscene, I'm not going to be able to tell because I'm not going to be able to see you. All right, so I'm going to skip over. Let me head over to there. I'm here. Kitty?
Yes.
What do you have for your number 23 film?
Dun, dun, dun. Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2. All right, tell us a little bit why. I mean, and if you want to, I don't really care if you do. Why did you pick? Why is Iron Man 2 at the bottom?
I just did not like it.
I mean, it's the simplest answer I could think of.
I mean, I watched in anticipation.
Yeah.
Because it was the second Iron Man, and I thought it was pure and absolute garbage.
Yeah, I will say this. Definitely, spoiler alert, Iron Man 2 is not my worst. However, I understand what you're saying. Coming off of Iron Man 1, yes. Iron Man 2 was a big disappointment. It was.
Yes.
It really was. I don't know about disappointment out of all the movies, but definitely out of the... Oh, no. We'll get to that later. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Iron Man 2 is your least liked, and that's number 23. Mine is Thor, the Dark... not many people liked even the first Thor. But I know a lot of people agree. I was letting people know that we had this show coming up, and I was on other people's streams, and I let out. I said, look, I'll probably tell you right now, Thor Dark World is my least favorite. It's going to be at the bottom. And I had quite a few people agree with me, and they even said my next pick was probably their worst. So they could be interchangeable for them, but mine's going to stay this way. But I think Thor the Dark World, because I did enjoy the first Thor as much as I did, I wasn't crazy about it. I wasn't crazy about the what do you call it? The villain. I wasn't crazy about the film as a whole. So the way you felt about Iron Man 2 coming off of Iron Man 1 is how I felt about Thor the Dark World, and that's all I'm going to go with that. Let me just really quick, before you say anything, I just want to make sure that we don't have any comments, because guys, if you are commenting, I'm not going to be able to see it right away. No comments yet. Okay. Kitty, what's your number 22?
Thor the Dark World.
All right. Well, see, there we go. We weren't too far apart.
Yeah.
Do Do you know of anything specific? Because I was trying to think off the top of my head. Anything specific why you didn't like it, or
I'm not a huge fan of Thor as a character, even in the Avengers. I mean, I love the actor, don't get me wrong.
Right, of course.
Not a huge fan of Thor as a character. And the first movie, again, I'm not going to tell you where that ranks, but
right.
I wasn't a huge fan of that one.
Okay.
And when this one came out, it was just wow.
All right. No, I can't disagree with you. It's my least favorite. So, yeah. All right. So now my second to least favorite, my number 22. Should I put a space? Yeah, I'll put a space. Fuck it. Is Iron Man? You ready for it? 3. As much as Iron Man 2 disappointed after seeing the first Iron Man film, it was more comical, it was more whatever. Iron Man 3 bugged the shit out of me. I left the movie theaters hating that one even more than the second one. I hated the fact that the suits felt like they were just made of like garbage. Like every time he got hit, he fell out of one. I hated what they did with the Mandarin as a villain. I wasn't really crazy about the Killian Aldrich, whatever his last name is. I wasn't crazy about his character. I don't know. There were parts I liked about Iron Man 3, but definitely my least favorite of the trilogy of Iron Man, and my second to least favorite of all the films, for that matter. Okay, what's your 21?
Thor.
Oh, oof, wow. You fucking hate Thor.
No, wait, you don't know that.
Oh no! No one hated Thor Ragnarok. I mean, there's no way.
You have no idea. You don't know that.
Fuck. All right. So I mean, I guess the reason why you hated Thor was pretty much the reason why you hated Thor 2. For as much as you did. Anything specific about Thor you didn't like?
I'm just not a fan of him particularly as a character. And okay. When I went seeing that as an origin story, I wanted something more, and right. I didn't get it. And again, I'm not a huge fan of Loki as a character either. So the meshing of the two was not my favorite, especially when the stories collide. As a standalone film, I don't think it was strong.
Okay. And it's crazy you say that, because I know for a fact you're a fan of Chris Hemsworth. I know for a fact you love Tom Hiddleston.
Love them.
So it has nothing to do with the actors. You just weren't crazy about the characters. And I get it. That's fine. There were people that didn't even feel the need for a Loki show, and for me, it was a pleasant surprise. I thought it was a decent show. Okay.
I love the Loki show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. My number 21, and I hope I don't get hate for this. All right. I will start off by saying has nothing to do with the actress. I actually love the actress. I do. I know a lot of people gave her hate for her in Marvel, whatever, but I just wasn't crazy about the film. And that is going to be, I'm sure you already know him.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. Don't you hate Captain Marvel? So I wasn't really crazy about, again, and I also want to say this though too. And this includes Thor: The Dark World. Yes, these are at the bottom of my list, but I don't hate any of these films.
No.
I'll still watch them. Mm-hmm. I still enjoy them. I still get entertainment out of them. And not for nothing, I would pit some of these films at the bottom against some of the DC top films and still think they're a little bit better. I'm not saying the best of the DC films, but for what we got from the DCEU, I even these at the bottom still are up there for me. But Captain Marvel just didn't do it for me. I really wasn't crazy about the character. I didn't even know anything about the character going into the film. I did enjoy the Cat Goose. I enjoyed other stuff in the film. I did like when she went not Nebula. What is it? Where did she go? What was the word when she went full? It's a word. Obviously, it's a word. When she got like super godlike strong in the film, I did enjoy that when she became fully. Why the fuck can I think of the word? You guys at home know what I'm talking about. But other than that, I just really didn't know too much about the character. I really wasn't crazy about Captain Marvel as a whole. Nothing against Brie Larson. All right, let's move on. What is your number 20?
Iron Man 3.
Okay, good. At least it's there. at least it's there because, and I can't dispute the placement of that because, like I said, I thought it was the second to worst. What didn't you like about specifically with Iron Man 3? If you can name it.
I mean, again, Iron Man. Okay, Iron Man to me again is not one of those strong Avenger characters for me personally.
Okay.
But when Iron Man came out, what a great film.
Yeah.
And then Iron Man 2 comes out and you're just like, ugh. And then Iron Man 3 comes out and I just felt like the way they were setting it up, especially with Pepper, it was just not good it was just not a strong film. Like how you felt about it.
Yeah. And that's why I can't disagree with anything you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. My number 20. And it's weird that it's there. I tried finding a place. Some of these, all right. So some of the placements that I have for these films, it was just hard to place them. Because like I said, I don't think any of these films are bad, or I should say, I don't think any of these films I can say I actually hate them or I would never watch them. So my next pick is going to be, I don't want to type it all out, so I'm just going to put Hulk. Guys, I do realize this is Incredible Hulk, not to be confused with the one with Eric Bana or Eric Bana. How do you say his name? Is it Eric Bana or Bana?
I think it's Bana. Eric Bana.
Right. So, you know what? Forget it. I'm typing it out. I don't want people to think I'm incompetent and know the difference. Although it would be nice to be able to spell incredible. That would be nice.
Abominable.
So I don't think The Incredible Hulk was a bad film. But when you take into consideration that Ed Norton is no longer in the MCU, they changed it fully to Mark Ruffalo. They went in a different direction. I mean, they kept Abomination, they kept that actor, and of course, obviously Thunderbolt Ross. But who knows what other changes they're going to make? Who knows if Liv Tyler is going to be back in the MCU? So, because of that, I didn't think the film was bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad. So, because of that, it's at number 20 for me, The Incredible Hulk. What's your 19?
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. So you felt pretty much the same way I did.
I personally, I don't crap on it like everybody else does. I love the film. Mm-hmm. I just don't. I have kind of like feels about it because I love Edward Norton as the
no, I do too. I love Ed Norton as an actor. I do.
Yeah. And then after, all these movies have come out after it and what they've done since then, it kind of ranks it a little bit lower. Yeah. So
yeah, and I agree with you, and that's why I said that. I think had Ed Norton probably stayed in the role, nothing against Mark Ruffalo. I personally like Mark Ruffalo as seeing both of them the way I have, and maybe it's because we got more Ruffalo on screen, but I do tend to think Ruffalo's looks a little bit better. But anyway, again, nothing against the film. Had Ed Norton and had they not changed the character, maybe the movie would have been a little bit higher in the rankings. So I agree with you. All right. Number 19 for me is Ant-Man and the Wasp. I do like this film a lot, especially after the first Ant-Man. But comparing the first Ant-Man and then this one is just a little bit lower. Well, not a little bit lower. This one is lower for me on the totem pole, but also I wasn't really crazy about the villain and Ghost, or the Ghost, whatever her name is. Then there was a few other things that were hit and miss for me, but that's why quickly, it's number 19 for me. All right, moving on. What's your number 18?
Doctor Strange.
Okay. All right. And why do you put Doctor Strange that low?
I do like the movie. I do. It's just, again, there are other stronger movies for me. I can't really say bad things about it. I tried.
No, you can't. You definitely can't. I agree with you.
I can't pit it to say anything bad about it, but there are just other movies that I like more. I think as these lists, as I keep saying things in the list, I can't say bad things about it. There's just other movies I like more.
It's the best way to describe it. I mean, what you literally just said is exactly the best way to describe it. The higher up you go, right? I mean, the bottom 2 or 3, they're there for a reason. But the higher up you go, the reason why they're at that point is because you just like other movies better.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the way that film is. I get it. And that's a perfect way to say it. All right. My number 18 is Iron Man 2. I also, coming off of the first Iron Man, I also was very disappointed. Not worst film in the MCU disappointed, but I was definitely disappointed in the direction that they went. Wasn't crazy about it. Wasn't really crazy about Mickey Rourke being Whiplash. You know, that villain really didn't do anything for me. So that is why I have Iron Man 2 at number 18. What is number 17 for you?
Captain Marvel.
Okay. Now, what's up with Captain Marvel for you?
No, I liked Captain Marvel. I liked it. It had it was hard for me because I had Doctor Strange before Captain Marvel, and I kind of switched it.
Okay.
The reason why I like Captain Marvel a little bit better is because I like the story a tiny bit more, and I've always liked that character growing up.
Yeah, I get it.
And I think that's why I swapped it. But Doctor Strange, again, I can't really say bad stuff about the movie, but I just have a stronger feel about Captain Marvel as a character, but I could see why you ranked it that low.
Yeah,
I understand why people do rank it that low. Yeah, I get it.
All right. My number 17. All right, guys, please no hate, is Panther. Is Black Panther. Now, again, I started off the stream saying it has nothing to do with the films itself. It's just what I got out of the film. And I thought it was a great film. I did. I enjoyed Chadwick Boseman as that character very much. Whether he, in his little appearances in other films and then in his standalone film. I almost wanted to rank it higher just because of him and as an actor, and of course what happened to him. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to give him like a better bump just because of that. This is how I truly felt. This was my ranking I made this list months ago. And I really, really wanted to stick to what it was. But that being said, I did enjoy the film. Just for me personally, it didn't really do much for me story-wise, even though I do enjoy the character as much as I do. All right. So that being said, what is your number 16?
Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's definitely my least favorite Avengers movie. I will say that.
Mm-hmm. I know. I know. I'm gonna get hate for that.
No, but I don't see. Not many people. Honestly, I think it's on the bottom of not on the bottom of everybody's list, but it's definitely, like I said, I think for the most part, people would agree that it's their least favorite Avengers film. So if it's at number 16, that's not that that bad of a placement. But go ahead. Why Avengers: Age of Ultron and why number 16?
I wasn't the biggest fan of the ensemble movies. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. There's probably one I'm a big fan of, but of the ensemble movies, this one fell the weakest for me, and that's why I put it right here.
Okay, I can definitely agree with that, 100%. Can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
All right, my number 16 is a film that just happens to be my favorite character of Marvel. Just happens that movie just didn't do much for me. And that is, I'm not going to type it all out, Spider-Man Far From Home. After Spider-Man Homecoming, after we got the Vulture and the mentioning of Scorpion, or the name of the guy that is Scorpion and other things like that, I did enjoy Homecoming. I did. Wasn't the best, but I did enjoy the Tom Holland's first Spider-Man film by himself, or should I say with Iron Man. But Spider-Man Far From Home, even though it had those emotional feels because it's the first film that came after Endgame, so it was like the aftermath of everything and stuff like that, and of course the aftermath, spoiler alert, of Tony Stark and his death. So it did have that emotional element, but the movie as a whole. No offense to Jake Gyllenhaal, I think he did a great job with the role of Mysterio, but the Mysterio character, just as a villain, wasn't as strong as the Vulture for me and Michael Keaton. I think Michael Keaton did a really good job as the Vulture. So just for that reason and that reason alone is why I put Spider-Man Far From Home at number 16. Okay, what is your number 15?
Captain America: Civil War.
Oh, you were coming in with bombs.
Coming in hot. Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. What's up with that? What's up with that pick?
I had it ranked higher, and then I rewatched it.
Where are the comments? Where are the people? Like everybody knew we were going live. I thought something like this, people would be like, "Oh shit, let's."
Yeah.
All right, look, guys. Whether you're watching this live or not, oh, here we go. Somebody that knows nothing about, but still supporting. And I also really quick, guys. I do thank you for commenting, James. I do want to really quick give a shout out to this because Moondog Entertainment is a brand new channel. It's run by my friend James. You've seen him on. If you do watch me, he's been on several of my videos. I mean, almost not all of them, but a lot of them. And you know, we've done a few shows together. In fact, Kitty, the last show we did together, we checked the Christmas trivia.
Wow.
Yeah, because you were supposed to come on The Conjuring, but you weren't feeling well. Remember, we were supposed to do that. But anyway, not to veer off too much of the topic, I do want to give a shout out to James and his new channel, Moondog Entertainment. He has yet to put a video up, but that's only because he has to wait that whole 24 to 48 hour period before StreamYard recognizes his YouTube URL. So once he gets up and running, he's going to put some content up. Go subscribe to him today. Moondog Entertainment. Look for the one with the bulldog and the moon, or a pit bull. I can't remember. It's a pit bull, I think. Pit bull and the moon, and show some love, show some support. And again, James, good seeing you, buddy. All right. We were talking about Civil War. So really quick, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I love the Captain America movies. Love them.
Yeah.
I rewatched all 3 of them.
Okay.
This one's my least favorite.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with. Oh no. Wait, no, I am going to disagree with you there.
Yeah, this one's my least favorite.
Yeah, no, I disagree with you there. All right. But
I rewatched them all back to back, and I mean, this one was not my least favorite before.
Right. What particularly about the movie made you change your mind?
I just watched it, and I can't really think about it right now because I'm just having a lot of brain fog. But when I watched it and I was trying to rank all of these again, I watched the first Avenger, and of course, there's just such a good damn movie.
Yeah.
You know, and then when you're watching Winter Soldier, you're just so freaking connected to Bucky.
Yeah. Well, ask James how he feels about Captain America, the first Avenger. He's not going to say much about it. I'll tell you why. We went to see it on midnight when it came out. I think in 2011? Yeah, I think it came out in 2011. We went with me, him, my friend Frank, and it was during a heat wave. And the air conditioner for the video for the movie theater was off. So we're sitting there at midnight in a packed theater, just sweating through a 2.5 hour film, obviously waiting for the end credits. So he wasn't a happy camper. So I don't know if that affects the way he thought about the movie, but anyway.
Yeah, but that's how I was looking at it, because you know Bucky's one of my favorite characters.
All right.
So I had to rank this one lower of the 3, and then when I was ranking all the rest of the movies, I just like this one the way where it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go with my number 15. You have yours a little lower, but I'm there. I'm there at 15, so it's not like I like it that much more than you did. Is the first Doctor? Well, we haven't gotten the second one. Is Doctor Strange? I can't wait though for the second one. I think the second one's gonna be amazing. Doctor Strange. You know, I too it's another character that I mean, obviously I knew about from the comics. I knew of Stephen Strange. I knew of Doctor Strange. And it was a pleasant surprise. When I went to see it in the theaters, I actually liked it. I did. I mean, it's got Rachel McAdams. How can you not like it? But again, because especially now we're at the top 15, the higher we get up, it's not about the movie itself. It's just about me liking the other 14 movies just a little bit better. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't think Doctor Strange is a bad film. I do enjoy the character. He's not my favorite Avenger or my favorite Marvel character, but the film I did enjoy. You know, I enjoyed him. I enjoyed Wong. What was it? I wasn't really crazy about the Dormammu thing. That threw me off a little bit, you know. But other than that, because of that, Doctor Strange at number 15 for me. Kitty, what's at number 14 for you?
Avengers.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's end the stream.
No, I know. I told you you're gonna hate me.
I know. You said, I mean, you did set it up by saying that you really weren't crazy about the ensemble films.
Yes.
What about the first Avengers? Did you not do it?
See, I saw Avengers in the theater. I was psyched about seeing it. I saw it in the theaters and I left just like, I'm just not a huge fan about the ensemble films. I think when they all get together, the movie to me just feels clunky and everything's just happening all at once. And I just can't really enjoy it for some reason.
I got you.
But that doesn't mean that I don't think they're great movies and they're great characters. I enjoy them for each aspect alone. And I think that's why it just falls.
Well, here. I mean, it's in your top 14. So I mean, it's not ranked that low. A little low for me, but definitely not too low. And James said, "Hot as hell, worst experience ever," and he would have enjoyed it had he been a little bit more comfortable. And I think that let me tell you something. That really does. It says a lot about the movie theater experience to begin with, whether it's because of the air conditioning, people fucking gabbing or talking too much, or babies crying. Even I'll tell you another thing that affects the audience itself.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm not saying by talking or whatever, but when the audience doesn't seem to be engaged, it actually affects you, or even somebody you're with. I've taken some girls or previous girlfriends on dates before, or just movies. And if I knew that they weren't into the film, I started feeling like, oh, maybe, whatever. So it does have a lot to do with your movie experience. And sometimes the film itself could be reflected on that. Yeah. So I get you, James. I definitely do. Okay. My number 14 is the first Captain America. Now, I felt of the three, the first Captain America, as good as it was, I did enjoy the film, even though we were sitting in a hot box. I did enjoy Captain America. I enjoyed the introduction. I enjoyed Red Skull. I thought Hugo Weaving did a great job at the character, and just a whole bunch of other things. And of course, Haley Atwell. Oh my God, I love her. Anyway, that being said, just of the three caps, because there are three, it falls to number 14. It's my least favorite Captain America, and we'll get to why when we get a little higher in the chart. On the list. All right, what's your number 13?
Avengers: Infinity War.
Oh my! You do realize that on most lists,
I know.
I'm not saying mine, but on most people's list, this is number one.
I know, and I cannot.
It's the ensembles. It's the ensembles.
I tried to sit through this movie 2 times.
Oh.
I cannot stand Thanos in the movie. I want to punch him in the face.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know what
the best. I thought he was the best villain.
No, he's a great villain, but having him in so much of the movie irritated the shit out of me for some reason.
All right. Again, it's subjective. It's how you feel. Guys, don't hate on her for it.
No.
It's just how she feels.
It's just how I feel.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Okay. Moving on. Number 13 for me is the first film of my favorite character, is Spider-Man: Homecoming. And again,
tapping in the wrong block.
I see it. I just realized that now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. I'm in the wrong box. I hate when that happens. Spider-Man.
What she said.
I'm just gonna put Homecoming. Spider-Man: Homecoming. Again, definitely. I like this more than Far From Home. I loved Michael Keaton as the Vulture. Again, it was our first Spider-Man film. I did enjoy, although I probably could have done without Iron Man being in the film. I understand why they included him, but as a whole, just having the two on screen together, him being the mentor, his interactions with Aunt May and Marissa Tomei, and of course Marissa Tomei. I mean, I know she's in Far From Home too, but oh my God. Anyway, That's why I put Spider-Man Homecoming at number 13. My favorite character in the Marvel Universe is Spider-Man. It sucks that I hate having a Spider-Man, and I thought about this. I hate having a Spider-Man movie so low, but I think I make up for it higher up in the ranking with another film. Okay, what's number 12 for you?
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh shit! Oh, we were close. We were close. All right. I thought you were going to say something else. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what made you like Ant-Man and the Wasp just a little bit more than the other films?
I really like Ant-Man as a character, and I like both films a lot. And then when you add the full team up with the Wasp, I like those films. I do.
All right.
Were they cheesy? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but I think I like that factor on it.
All right. I did like Lawrence Fishburne in this, though. I did enjoy him in there as wasn't Giant Man. What was he? What was he? Giant Man? Was he alluded to? No, it wasn't. What character was he alluded to being in the comics?
This one I haven't watched in a while, so
I think it was Giant Man, because they were talking about like him and what do you call it, Scott, were like comparing sizes or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, James says Josh Brolin is a great actor too, and I couldn't agree with you more. I think he was the perfect Thanos, and I do like Josh Brolin as an actor. Okay, my number 12 is Ant-Man. I thought you were going to say Ant-Man. That's why we're close. The first Ant-Man. Pleasant surprise, loved it. I love Paul Rudd. I love him as an actor. I love, oh God. You know, when I looked it up too before we came on. Now I can't think of the guy that's with him. The one that picks him up in the van. Is it not Hector? What was his name? What?
I'm trying to remember. I know you're talking about.
You know, you're talking about the funny Spanish guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's another one that made me love this film. I love the back and forth with him. Michael Douglas as Hank Pym. What else is in that film? I enjoyed the first Ant-Man a lot more than I did Ant-Man and the Wasp, and for that reason, you're not saying that Yellow Jacket was a better villain, or I mean a great villain, but definitely a better villain than what we got in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So I did enjoy Yellow Jacket and a few other things just a little bit more than I did Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that is why it is at number 12 for me. Okay, what's number 11 for you?
Ant-Man.
Okay, well, we're right there. Ant-Man. Yeah, all right. I can see that. Yeah, I mean, I know you love Paul Rudd.
I love Paul Rudd.
And I'm sure that's the reason why he's at number 11.
Yeah, I love Paul Rudd.
Anything else really quick what you liked about the film or no?
I love Paul Rudd. And I mean, but I'd be also doing it a disservice if I ranked the movie higher just because I love Paul Rudd. Because it is still a cheese movie, you know what I mean?
No, I understand. But again, another film I remember seeing, I saw it in the summer of 2015, is another film that caught me by surprise. And I really do feel like, not that Ant-Man is an obscure character, but it's not like a mainstream character of the Marvel comics, like an Iron Man, a Spider-Man, a Thor, Captain America. So although Ant-Man is part of the Avengers, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, he could be an afterthought in most people's minds. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, including like Guardians of the Galaxy and other non-mainstream characters, Marvel has done such a great job with their films. So I will say that. So Ant-Man was a clever, pleasant surprise. Yeah. All right, my number 11. Right before we get into our top 10, I happen to have Avengers: Age of Ultron at number 11. So Avengers. Sorry. Jesus. Avengers: Age of Ultron there for me. I love, and I'm stalling because I'm trying to remember his name. Oh my God, how can I forget this name? Jesus Christ. James Spader. Thank you so much. I can't believe that name eluded me. I absolutely love James Spader's voice. I think they picked the perfect voice to voice Ultron. Wasn't crazy about the iterations that we got of Ultron, although it wasn't bad. But for one of the ensemble films, it was definitely my least favorite of the four. Mm-hmm. So that is why it's just outside of the number 10, but still a decent film. You know, and I will say this: this is probably one of the films, other than my top two, that I have watched more recently. So it did get better for me on the rewatch. And just because, and also too, after coming off of WandaVision, and we find, this was the film that we got the cameo, the first cameos, the first appearances of Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. So this is another reason why it kind of bumps up a little bit more for me. So for that reason, it sits just outside the top 10 at number 11. All right, we're at the home stretch. We are going down our top 10. Let's go. What do you got? What's at your number 10?
Spider-Man Far From Home.
All right. Spider-Man Far From Home. All right. So what about Spider-Man Far From Home do you like that put that into your top 10?
I like the character of Spider-Man with Tom Holland.
Yeah, I can't disagree. Yeah.
I like that. I like that they changed the Mary Jane character a little bit. I love her so much.
Zendaya?
Yeah, Zendaya. Yeah. I like that she's she usually plays that sweet type of character, and now she's playing like a moody.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that take on her.
Right.
I like that they made Spider-Man like Peter Parker the way he is, because we've had a little bit of issues with them transitioning with different type of Peter Parkers and Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
So, and then this movie's coming right off of what happened. You get a little bit of those feels. I really enjoyed this movie.
And I said that when I, even though it's bottom, what is it, number 16 on my list, I said that it definitely had an emotional tone. I mean, it was the first film after Endgame, and a lot of people needed that, that pick me up after what we got from Endgame,
and that's what I thought Mysterio kind of did. Yes, as cheesy as he was, Jake Gyllenhaal did really good with that.
Oh no, I don't think it. I wouldn't classify. I wouldn't say it was cheesy. I don't even think that he did a cheesy character. I think Mysterio was great. Yeah. I just happen to like, and judging by your list, I think you do too. I just happen to like Vulture and Michael Keaton a little bit better, right? Because you haven't said Spider-Man yet.
I have not. No.
Right. All right, my number 10. Yours is all the way down the list. Is Thor. I enjoyed the first Thor. I did. I remember going to see it in the theater. I remember what I felt when I first seen it. I loved the characters in Loki and Thor. I wasn't expecting. So that was my first. If I'm not mistaken, it was the first film that I had seen Chris Hemsworth in. I think I might have seen him something earlier than that, but I just remember just not expecting him to be as funny as he was, and that just carried on more and more throughout the films. But I just loved it. I loved, this was great. I'll have another like it. Or when he goes to the pet store to get a horse, and they're like, we don't have that. They're like, all right, well, a big dog or something like that. But I loved that, and it was just all the things that I loved about the film that just puts it in the top 10 for me. I know some people they weren't crazy about the first Thor, but for me, it's in my top 10. I did enjoy it a lot, and it was another pleasant surprise the way Chris Hemsworth not only portrayed the character, but like I said, his comedic timing. It's gotten better, but it was pretty damn good in the first Thor. I will say that. All right, what's your number 9?
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Okay. So was it because of the Vulture? What was it about Spider-Man: Homecoming that you put just slightly above Spider-Man? I mean, literally slightly above Spider-Man: Far From Home.
I think that it was just as between the two movies, it felt a little bit more realistic, and it was the first time we get introduced to him and that whole character, and just a setup of the Spider-Man story and his origin. I loved it. I just thought it was, out of all the Spider-Man movies, and I'm probably going to hate for it too because I can't stand Tobey Maguire. Oh God! It was my favorite Spider-Man movie.
You don't like ensemble films. You don't like Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man.
Nope.
Why are we friends?
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like Tobey Maguire.
All right. I mean, no, I can't disagree with you about Tom Holland being a great Spider-Man. I think he's definitely one of the best. I think they made a great casting choice. I like his films.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, but that second Spider-Man, what a great fucking movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For a while, Spider-Man 2 with Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire and all the other characters for a while. And of course, Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. For a while, Spider-Man 2 was my favorite Marvel movie of all time, even though it was done by Sony.
Don't get me started. I thought what a great movie. Yeah. What a great movie. Tobey Maguire aside, what a great movie. So yes, I know what a good movie is. I just don't like Tobey Maguire.
Fair enough. All right. Fair enough. You were forgiven. All right, my number 9, and I don't think people are going to give me hate for where it is, but they're probably going to give me hate for ranking it below the other one, and that's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Most people like the original over the second one. They do. And it's, for me, it's just slightly below the second one. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I was very, very enamored and just surprised, and I couldn't believe how much I enjoyed the first film. Mm-hmm. And the introduction of all those characters I knew nothing about. Rocket, love Rocket. What's his face? Chris Pratt is Peter Quill. Of course, Gamora, love Gamora. All the characters. Is not a bad thing I can say about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. I will probably tell you soon, just give me a minute, why Guardians of the Galaxy is where it is. All right, what is your number 8?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay. What's up with that, kid?
I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. It's
just a great freaking movie. I can't say nothing bad about it. I watched it on the plane.
You do know it's an ensemble film, right?
I do. And that's the worst part about it. They're just great though. I watched it on the plane on my last trip and I couldn't stop freaking laughing. And that's probably like the 100th time I watched it.
Yeah.
It always makes me laugh. Like when Rocket's when they're all standing in a circle and he's like, now we're just a bunch of assholes standing. Like every time he says it, he cracks me up. It's just great.
Yeah. So, no, I can't disagree with you there.
And the second one is just that good too.
Yep.
And I was just blown away by how good the second one was.
Yeah.
But the first one it's the original.
I know. Look, I can't disagree with you. I know there's a lot of people that definitely prefer Volume 1 over Volume 2. So this is probably going to be the only time, maybe. I honestly don't want to look too far ahead. I don't want any spoilers because I really want to be surprised with your picks. But this might be the first time in both lines we're going to be exact. So my 8th one is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And the main reason why I prefer Volume 2 over Volume 1 is, I'm not saying that Kurt Russell's ego is a better villain than Ronan, but the way that, even though I don't mind it, but the way that Volume 1 ended with the dance off, and it was a little too comical for me. Two things that put Volume 2 over Volume 1 and at number 8 for me, and I'll be brief. The scene with Yondu, the Mary Poppins scene, and then him, basically dying for Peter, saying basically, I'm more of a father than that man ever was. That got me. And Baby Groot. Baby Groot alone puts this at part what do you call it? This scene, what do you call it? Place 8. It ranks it at 8 for me. Baby Groot, the scene with Yondu, and I mean the Mary Poppins jaw. I love that scene, and because of the dance off, whatever. I don't know. Just again, I think Ronan. I mean, Ronan is probably a better villain, But I mean, I do love Kurt Russell though too. So anyway, they're neck and neck. I mean, you can't get any closer than that. They're literally right next to each other. So it's just that much more that I liked Volume 2 over Volume 1, and it just happens to be just a small couple of things. Why? All right, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is Captain America: The First Avenger.
Okay. Okay. What about Captain America? Does it put it in your top 10?
When I first saw this, I was blown away by how good this movie was, because I just thought that he just did an amazing job. Like, I love the visuals. I think it's amazing.
Yep.
I thought it's just a great movie. I saw it again not too long ago, and I still just love it for what it is. It's just a great movie to me. I can't crap on it. I love it.
I can't, even though I got it. What did I put it? I put it at 14. Even though I put it at 14, again, nothing bad about the film. I can't say anything bad about it. I did like it. Like I said, I liked Red Skull. I love Peggy Carter. I think Chris Evans nailed it. Chris Evans is one of my favorite actors in the MCU. So I can't disagree with you. I can't shit on you for that. All right. Number 7 for me. We're close because it is Captain America, but it's Civil War. Now, Civil War is in the top 10, or is at number 7 for a couple of reasons. I do happen to like ensemble films. So getting Black Panther for the first time, getting the two sides fighting, because it's a catalyst of what's to come in the future because of the Sokovia Records, or the Sokovia Accords, whatever you want to say, Sokovia Accords, and everything else. But it's also the first appearance and the first ever we got Spider-Man in the MCU. We got Spider-Man, and that was a big deal coming into this film, because it was the first time we were going to, Sony and Disney struck a deal, and they did it last minute because we didn't get it in any of the trailers. It was a surprise. And then, well, no, I'm lying. We did in the first trailer, we didn't get it, but in the later trailers, we got the first look of Spider-Man and how his suit was going to look, how his eyes moved. It was so cool, and I couldn't wait. And just him being included in this film just bumps it up to, because Spider-Man's, like I said, my favorite character. Because of that, that's why Civil War, and because of the other things too, not just that. I mean, we got Giant Man in this film with Ant-Man getting big. Mm-hmm. I love that part. And anyway, just because of that, that's why I like Civil War, and that's why it's at number 7. All right. Number 6. What do you got?
Iron Man.
I mean, this film started it all.
Yeah.
It can't disagree with you having it in your top 10.
Again, Iron Man and Thor for me are not my favorite Avengers, but it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I can't knock it. No matter how much I try, it's a really good movie. And Robert Downey Jr. just did a really great job in it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Robert Downey Jr. is, I said Chris Evans was one of my favorites. I think RDJ is probably my favorite. Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans are right behind him. But what Robert Downey Jr. did with this character, what Jon Favreau did as a director with this film, again, it started everything. It literally kicked off the MCU, and what they did, and what, Kevin Feige and what Marvel and Disney and whatever they, I don't know, Disney didn't own it yet. What Marvel Studios had, the vision that they had leading off of this film, just is unprecedented, and I can't say anything bad about Iron Man. Mm-hmm. So I can see why you would have it there. Okay, my number 6 is probably, great movie, but probably, even though it's not at my number 1, probably the best written Marvel film of all 23 films. Best story, just the best screenplay, and that is Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is probably one of the best written films in the MCU. I absolutely love it. Now, Captain America is not one of my favorite characters, but the introduction of Bucky as the Winter Soldier, the fights that they had, I absolutely love this film. And coming off of an Iron Man 2, how disappointing Thor: The Dark World was. This film, as a second film of the trilogy, did not disappoint. And it is, for me, the best of the 3. And because of that, Winter Soldier definitely up there. And it's almost in my top 5. I honestly thought about switching my 5 and 6. But my 5, I do like. I like it a little bit more. I do, and there's a reason for that. But Winter Soldier for me should be in anybody's top 5. To be honest with you, I think. All right. That being said, it's looking ahead. I think it is in your top 5. What's your number 5?
Avengers Endgame.
Woo-hoo-hoo. What? What? What you talking about, Willis? All right. I mean, you pretty much said you don't really like ensemble films, but what did you like about the film? What about it? What about it? Put it at number 5.
I'm not a huge fan of ensemble films because I think it gets clunky. However,
right,
this movie is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it is almost a 4-hour film. I mean, talk about a lot going on. But yeah,
I literally, I sat there, I laughed, I cried. It was just so much, and then I don't know. It's a great movie. I can't say anything else but bringing all those characters together in one film. Just it blows your mind. You know what I mean?
I mean, it is in your top 5, so it's saying a lot.
Yeah.
You know, especially for an ensemble film. We got Infinity. Yeah, your Infinity was number 13. So it is saying a lot about Endgame and what it meant to you. And I can't, I mean, there's no way I can shit on it because it is a great film.
It is a good movie. Yes.
All right. So now we're in our 5s. You picked your number 5. My number 5 is Thor Ragnarok. Now for me, definitely my favorite of the Thors, obviously. Right over here. I just want to make sure I spell it right here. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Just great. Oh my God. Just with him and Ruffalo together, and I honestly didn't know what to expect of what happened? Why we shifted a little bit. See how it raised up a little bit? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Let me see if I can shrink it a little bit. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry, OCD. Anyway, just the combination of the two, Jeff Goldblum, his scenes in this film.
Yeah.
But just in general, I mean, Thor Ragnarok was just so great. I mean, it starts off with the Immigrant Song with Led Zeppelin, with him versus Surtur, the big fiery guy. And just the way it ends, just everything about it from start to finish. I absolutely love this film. I was not going to expect, especially after the disappointment of Thor: The Dark World. I was not expecting this. I absolutely love Taika Waititi. I've yet to see him do something wrong or yet to do a movie I haven't liked or enjoyed. I can't wait to see what they do with Thor: Love and Thunder. His character in Korg was just hysterical. The back and forth between him and Korg was great. Everything about this film. Can't say much. I can't say too much about it. Absolutely loved it. That is why it is in my top 5. That being said, what is number 4? Thor Ragnarok?
Thor Ragnarok.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming.
Yes.
So tell us what did you love about it?
It's just a great film.
It really is.
I was ready to crap on this film so bad because of Thor.
Yeah.
And I literally watched a film like I was just blown away by it. It was a completely different type of visual and sequence than we're used to with Thor.
No, it was. You're right.
And I was just like, this is what I like to see. And then especially with Hulk. And it's just a good movie. I can't say anything bad about it if I try.
It's so good. The soundtrack, everything about it, like you said, even Hela as a character with Cate Blanchett, she did a great job. She was smoking hot in that outfit. She looks great with black hair, by the way.
Yeah.
What else? Just like you said, there's really nothing bad you can say about this film, and it could be, if somebody said it was their number 1 MCU film, I wouldn't give them shit about it because I'd be like, all right, well, I get it why.
Yeah.
Just the scene of them in the ship when it eludes me what Chris, that's why it just said his name, Jeff Goldblum. What the hell is his character's name? It's killing me. Obviously it's not the Watcher. I don't know why I keep thinking, what is it? Anyway, when they're in a ship and like the hologram comes up and the song, it's my birthday. I mean, I get why maybe people would say it's a little too jokey.
Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster, right?
Yeah.
I can see why people would say it's a little too jokey, but I just thought the jokes landed perfectly.
They landed so well, and that's what I loved about it. Everything just landed so well.
Yeah, what did he say? What was the line between him and Korg? Oh, first of all, when Loki shows up to Thor and he disappears and Korg chases him and goes, "Piss off, ghost," and he goes to kick him, but then, you know, because it's just one of Loki's what is it called? Not reflections. What are those called? Projections. And then the other line between him and Thor, where he's talking about his hammer or something. He goes, "Your hammer pulled you off." It's just great. Like the dialogue between the two of them is hysterical.
Yeah.
And that's why I love Taika Waititi, even as a director and even as a character. It's just great.
It's a great movie.
Oh, great. All right. Number 4 for me is Iron Man. Can't say too much about, like I said, can't say too much about Robert Downey Jr. You can't say enough about Iron Man as a character. What it did as a film, it literally kicked off the MCU. And it was none of us had any inclination of how good it was going to be. Everybody went in with an open mind, went to see the film, and it did not disappoint. It just didn't. You know, it gave us our first ever end credit scene in the MCU with Nick Fury building the team, alluding to there being more. It's just a bigger setup than this. It's going to be bigger. There's going to be a bigger universe than what we're getting. And it was definitely the most grounded of the films. You know, it didn't have that fantastical element, the cosmic element, the magical element. It was just a guy fucking kidnapped, held for hostage in a cave, building a suit. And I mean, it just, oh my God. And I can't think of anybody else that would have played this role any better. And to think that the other people that would almost got this role, I know Tom Cruise was one. I'm just so glad Robert Downey Jr. got this role, because there's no other Tony Stark that I can think of than Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
All right. That being said, number 3, let's do it.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Okay. Again, I love it. Great film. I can't shit on you for it being your number 3, because it was such a pleasant surprise from just from an ensemble of characters that I knew nothing about. I don't know if you knew them from the comics, but what exactly did you like about Guardians that puts it on number 3 for you?
It just, every time I watch it, I can be in the worst mood.
Right.
The best. It just makes me feel, it makes me laugh. Everything. It's just, it's a great movie. And it's not one of those movies that just makes you laugh because it's a funny movie.
Right.
It makes you laugh because it's a funny movie and it's a great movie at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's a comic book movie on top of it. So you're getting all these elements that, like, I personally like, and I can watch them over and over and over and not get sick of it. I just really enjoy the movie. I think
if you had to pick one, who's your favorite character?
Rocket.
Yeah. Rocket would definitely be up there for me in the first film, if not for Peter Quill. I mean, I did like Star-Lord. I like Chris Pratt's comedic timing. He's another one. Him and Chris Hemsworth are great. And them together.
I love him too.
Hemsworth and Pratt together. That one scene, and I'm going to get to it anyway. I'll talk about it in a minute. But so yeah, I get it. But I can definitely see Rocket when he steals the guy's eye.
That's my favorite.
I'm gonna get that eye. Even when he tells what's his face in Infinity War, I'm gonna get that arm.
Yeah.
Oh God. And yeah, Drax is a character. Drax is funny. You know, Batista's a funny guy. And yeah, I can't say anything wrong about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. And don't get me started on the fucking soundtrack for both films.
Yeah.
You can buy those soundtracks and just listen to both of them and you'd be set. They're just so great.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the music too behind it. You're just watching a movie and listening to the music, and the timing of the music too is really great.
And I will say this, and I almost forgot about it. And if I would have thought about it, I still would have put Volume 2 over it. But just even the emotional element of him losing his mom, the way he did, you know, I lost my mom to cancer and the way she died or whatever. I remember getting hit a little hard with that scene, but It's such a, again, it had its emotional tone, it had its emotional elements. The scene with Yondu with the arrow, when we first see that visual was great.
Yeah.
When he comes and he basically attacks everybody with the arrow, and then of course, the comedy in it, just so great.
Yeah.
If I had to pick my only nitpick really was just the end, the dance off, but even that wasn't bad. So, all right, number 3. I mean, obviously, if you look at my list, you can see that there's going to be a pattern for the next 3. My number 3 film is the first of Avengers.
Are you writing formulas?
Yes, the first Avengers. I seen this film 4 times in the theater. And when it comes to what I was talking about earlier about an audience making the film either bad or good, I went to a midnight showing, my first viewing of this film, and we were just sitting with a bunch of other fellow nerds and geeks. People were fucking dressed in cosplay, whatever. They reacted to every scene. I mean, it was the first time these iconic.
That's how it was for me with Lord of the Rings.
Right.
That's what makes the movie so
good. It was because, and I'll get to that why it's important in a minute. But I mean, I already did, but it affected another movie that's coming up. But it added so much more to the film, and there were so many great scenes in this film. One of my favorite scenes, though, I think of the whole film. It's hard to pick. I might be wrong. I would have to rewatch it again. But one of my favorite scenes, I'll just go with that. One of my favorite scenes in the film is at the very end. And I couldn't wait for this film to come out on Blu-ray because I just wanted to watch it again and again and again. And I think that's why I went to see it 4 times. Was when they're in the city. It's towards the end. Iron Man's trying to get these huge fucking flying things away from everybody. And he asks if he gets the thing that Mark Ruffalo joined them. He goes, they're like banners here, right? And he's like, all right, I'm going to bring the party to you. I'm going to bring this big thing to you. And they're all basically saying, well, all right, Banner, it's probably time to suit up. What are you going to do? Like, so Chris Evans, Captain America's like, Banner, I think now is the time to get angry. And he goes, that's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry. He just fucking turns around right away, just turns into the Hulk and just punches the shit out of that huge flying thing. And that's one of my favorite scenes. I love this film. And like I said, I can't say it more. Can't say it enough. The fact that I was in a really good setting and so many people were just into it and cheering and clapping with every scene, it made it even that much more better and more enjoyable. So that is why it is at number 3. Okay, enough gabbing. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little excited here. In more ways than one. Number 2. Number 2.
Black Panther.
Okay. Well, at least one of us had it up there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can't not. I love Black Panther. I love Chadwick Boseman in the movie. Lupita was amazing.
Yeah, she's great. I love her in Walking. No, that she's not in Walking Dead, but I do. What was her character's name in this one? She's the one that
Nakia.
What?
Nakia.
She's the guard.
Oh wait, you're thinking. Oh, you want the other?
Is she the one that was in Falcon and Winter Soldier? She play. I mean, I know the actress because I'm pretty sure she plays what's her face in Star Wars.
The other, it's Ayo, right? Ayo.
Yeah. Doesn't she play Ayo? No.
I think she's the one in Black Panther. Ayo, right? She's
in Civil War. I think she's in Black Panther. She's Chadwick Boseman's personal guard. Is that who you're talking about?
No, Lupita was the one who was the queen. The one who
is that his mom?
No, not the queen. She is the one that he's supposed to marry to be the queen. His girlfriend.
I can't remember.
Girlfriend.
All right, whatever.
In the one where she's trying to save all the people, and
I'm trying to remember because I know Lupita is an actress. I know who she is. I'm just trying to remember her in the film.
Yeah, she's one. I love Michael B. Jordan. Fucking love Michael B. Jordan.
He did great as Killmonger, and I wouldn't be. I mean, I don't think they're doing it, but I wouldn't mind if he not if he reprises his role in Black Panther 2.
Yeah, I absolutely loved him. Loved him. He did so good. I think the movie was just fantastic as a standalone film. The visuals were just stunning. Stunning.
Yes, they were.
The story was just great. I can't say anything bad about Black Panther. I love it.
What's up, Jedi? How you doing?
Hi.
So as you can see, what I did this time is let me take that comment off. We put our picks up. So even if you did come in late, which you did, you can still see where our picks are at, and hopefully we're not too far ahead. No, but I can't say anything bad about the visuals of this film. I can't say anything bad about the actors or the actresses. Definitely can't say anything bad about Chadwick Boseman, nor Michael B. Jordan. Even the one who played Ulysses Claw, the guy, the motion cap guy, the actor, the one that did the Planet of the Apes. He was in this, right? What's his face?
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Today I'm spacing out. And these are actors and actresses that I should know. Anyway, he was good in this film. He was in Age of Ultron too.
Winston Duke.
What?
Was it Winston Duke?
No. James, are you still on? You know what we're talking about, right? The mocap guy who plays in Planet of the Apes?
No, Winston Duke was the other guy that they called for help at the end.
There it is. Andy Serkis. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Andy Serkis. That's what I was trying to think of. Look, again.
Forrest Whitaker. I loved. He was in it.
Yeah. Again, I can't say anything bad
about Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fucking loved him. Yes, he was. And I saw him. I had chills because I'm I love him. I love him.
Ashley was at a place in the city, right? A week ago. I think it was a week or 2 weeks ago, and she was talking to this woman and whatever, and she knew nothing, whatever. They got along. Happened to be Sterling's wife.
Oh wow! Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's just.
I love him. I love him in This Is Us. I love Randall.
I love him. Yeah. So when you see all those actors and actresses in this one movie, I'm just sitting there starstruck. Yeah. And they're just it's just on top of it being such a great film, and in our MCU universe, it's just up there. I can't put it any lower. I can't.
All right. Again, that's your choice, and like I said, I think I'm not saying Black Panther was a bad film because it's not by any means. All right, number 2. Now these obviously we're at our. You're gonna tell us something. You're number 1, but for number 1 and 2, these two films honestly could be switched. They really can. And I thought about it. I kept thinking about it, and like I said, for a lot of people, I know what number 1 is. For a lot of people, not for most, but for a lot. And for me, number 2 is Infinity War. Now, I want to put it number 1. I like the fact that the bad guy kind of wins, and we're just left with this cliffhanger of what's going to happen. Snaps his fingers, half the universe is gone.
See, that's funny because it's when I talk to
I loved it.
When I talk to people, they don't classify any of these ensemble movies higher than any of the origin movies like I would.
Yeah.
So it's really weird that you rank it so high too.
Yeah. No, for me, I know, and like I said, I spoke to a lot of other people before I came on, and I kind of wanted to get their feel for what they put and where they put things. For me, for a lot of people, Infinity War is number 1 for a lot of people. I'm not saying for you, obviously, but for the most part, for the people I spoke to, Infinity War was just that good because of what it did. But for me, we already know what number 1 is for me because I haven't said it yet. But for me, number 1 is there for just a slightly bigger reason. But Infinity War, look, like I said, we got the snap. I honestly didn't see that coming. I didn't know that's what was going to happen or the direction that Marvel was going to go when I first seen it. When Thor came down with the hammer, I thought he had stopped him. I thought that's what it was going to be. And, obviously we didn't know Endgame was the title before that. So we didn't know what was happening. You know what I mean? So it was just such a great film. It really was. I absolutely loved Infinity War. You know, the stakes were raised from the get go. You know, in the very first 10 minutes, Loki, Heimdall, Hulk got his ass kicked. Loki was killed. Heimdall was killed. Hulk got his ass kicked, as I said. You know, and there was
I
just
think maybe that's why I also had a bitter taste in my mouth
why.
because everybody just died.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then well, but the flip side of it too, at the end when he snapped his fingers, and some of the characters that we got in Black Panther and Spider-Man and the other characters that we got that snapped, we knew other films were coming out, you
Yeah.
know, in the future, so we knew we were getting them back. So the stakes weren't really raised at the end, and that's kind of why, even though it was such a great film for me, and I can see why I would want to flip it, you know, on some days. But for me, because of that, because even though we got the snap, I knew that there weren't going to be that much of a consequence because of these characters we knew we wouldn't get back. There's no way Spider-Man's gone, you know? So that is why. But again, great scene on Titan when Spider-Man gets dusted, you know, and some of the other guys. But when that whole thing with Spider-Man and just the chemistry between him and Iron Man, you know, him hugging him saying, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, was another, you know, whatever. I can go on and on about this film, but that's why it's at number 2. All right. What is your drum roll? What is I'm not looking because I could have devised what you haven't picked yet, but I don't even know because I'm trying not to look. What is your number 1?
Dun, 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 dun. Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Okay. All right. And again, I can see why you did that. I mean, it sits at number 6 for me, but like I said, I think it's the best written Marvel movie. I do.
So well written. It's
Yeah.
so well written. I every time I watch it, I'm just floored by just how good the movie is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, this is just a piece of like comic book magic in a movie form. Just the way it is. I can't even that's how I feel about it. I just think it's amazing. Just the movie as a whole is amazing. And just Bucky's story and I just love it. And I just love those two characters. I think that's why I'm just so connected to it. I've always just loved those two characters together. I think that's my whole thing on it together. Like Captain America again probably ranks in the lower for me in the Avengers. But when he's with Bucky and you get that story, that's what I love so much. And that's why I ranked it as my number 1.
Okay. I can't, I mean, it's your choice anyway, but I can't disagree with it because I think Winter Soldier is a great film. So, okay. So that's your number 1. So my number 1 should be no surprise. It is Endgame. Again, I can see why people do tend to like Infinity War a little bit better. But for me, Endgame gave us everything. It gave us the comedy. But at the end, it gave us the emotional tone and just the feels and everything. I mean, it was the perfect way, even though I know Far From Home came after this film, it was the perfect way to round out and just come back full circle because it started with Iron Man. It ended with Iron Man. That scene there was more at stake and there were more consequences with this film, over Infinity War. And because of that, you know, and I know it was a long film, but there was just so much more in this film that I just enjoyed over Infinity War. And like I said, just the ending alone, the ending fight alone, where you know, we got Fat Thor, so we got that part of Thor, which I mean, I wasn't crazy about, but I thought it was hysterical. But after they snap everybody back, after Hulk snaps, Professor Hulk, Smart Hulk, snaps everybody back, and they face Thanos one last time. Just the way it starts, where Thor's like, you know, it's a trap. And they're like, yeah, we know, whatever. He goes, great. Just as long as we're as long as we're all on the same page. And then he just invokes all the thunder and just suits up and just, oh man. And then when they fight each other, Captain America wields Mjolnir. It was so many. I know a lot of people called it fan service, because there was so much great fan service in those scenes alone, you know, that just made it that great. And then, of course, when you think everything is just about to shit and everything is, going bad, and it's Captain America versus basically the world. And I love that shot. It's probably one of my favorite shots in all the films. After he fastens the strap to his shield to basically use as a tourniquet because his arm was like sliced up. He straps that shield tight, gets up, and then you see that shot of him standing across from not only Thanos, but all his entire army. And then it's just like this lone, like, again, it's just him versus the world. And then all of a sudden you get it in the radio
on your left.
Yeah. And then all of them start, all the portals start opening up and everybody comes through. It's just, for me, there's not a movie that can top it. And as great as Infinity War is, just for me personally, I just think Endgame is just that much better. And that is why it sits at number 1. And yeah. So this is our list. It is up there. We're not going to rehash it because it's for you to see. I feel good about it. I know you feel good about it. I'm going to remove it now. That way I can talk to you. And zoomed in. Hello. And that's it. So yeah. Well, hold on. I'm trying to stop the screen. Okay. Got it. We're done. All right, guys. So obviously we gave you our ranked list of 23. It was up there. It's out there. The internet has it now. Let us know what you guys thought. What is your favorite? And you don't have to give us all 23 films ranked. What's your top 5, or what's your favorite film in the MCU? At least let us know that. But I do want to say thanks to James, who I said did say Andy Serkis, did stick in there for about. He came in a little later, but when did he come in? He came in about 4:30, so he's been there for about an hour. He's stuck in there for an hour. And again, this is somebody that really hasn't watched any of the films, has no idea what we're talking about, but he's there for support. I'm happy about that. Again, like I said, go follow Moondog Entertainment. That is how you spell it. That's the logo that you're looking for, the dog and the moon. Show him some love, subscribe. He hasn't put a video out yet, but that's only because he's waiting the approval from StreamYard and YouTube, getting that synced in. So again, I want to thank him, and Kitty, of course. I want to thank you for coming on. I'm glad we finally did this. This is something that we've been thinking about for months. We finally found some time. Now our next adventure, or our next thing, because we haven't done it yet, is A Quiet Place 2.
I'm ready to go. I love the movie.
So that is something that we got coming in the works. That is something that we got coming for the future. Of course, we have a lull between Disney Plus series and Marvel films. So we're going to talk about that soon, The Quiet Place 2, and whatever else comes up. But again, I want to thank you for coming on. And, of course, thank James and Not So Ordinary Jedi for commenting and showing support. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button, please. Get this list out to more people. I think people need to know about this. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Because like I said, we got A Quiet Place 2 spoiler review coming up soon when we can pick a day. And there's a few other things that I want to talk about too coming up soon. So again, subscribe so you got that in the future. And that's it. All right. I want to say good night.
Good night,
Thank you again. Hope you enjoyed our lists. Again, they're subjective. Whatever we like, you may not like, so we get it. Don't hate us. Don't hate on us for it. But all right, guys, have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a nice day, guys.